What traits do men look for in women for serious relationships after 30? Somebody who is, at their core, kind. Someone who doesn't increase the amount of stress in my life, but reduces it. I used to think a suitable partner had to have the same interests and same tastes in music, art, film, etc. After several terrible relationships with girls who liked the same bands as I did, I abandoned that way of thinking and instead looked for kindness. I met my wife and immediately was taken aback by how sweet she was. She didn't like the same bands as me. She hadn't seen my favorite movie, but that was okay. What I came to realize was that the single most important thing to me, of course, is a willingness to show interest. My wife lets me tell her about all my hobbies and passions, and she really listens and asks questions, and I return the same interest to her and her interests. Now we have both expanded each other's horizons and my life is richer for it. So to sum up my opinion on what you should look for in a serious relationship, I believe it to be kindness and a willingness to learn new things. Healthy emotional reactions, a caring attitude, and the idea of I want you, I don't need you. A woman whom is truly a partner in the relationship, not one leading the other, but making decisions together. Treats me respectfully and affectionately. Shares at least some interests with me that we can pursue together, but is also capable of some degree of independence with her own passions and pursuits outside of us. Is past the eternal party stage of her life, but still willing and able to cut loose, have fun, and maybe even be a little bit irresponsible because our 30s and middle age beyond isn't some arbitrary finish line for fun. I feel like I've dwelled a lot on intimacy as I've gotten into my 30s. That word seems to have become synonymous with sex, but that's not really what I mean when I say it. My last relationships both ended up highly impersonal. The common we were roommates, not partners. I'm not exclaiming I had plenty to do with it, but in my next partner I'd love to find someone who just genuinely enjoys my company, and the intimacy that comes with that fond, physical gestures like playing with hair and cuddling that have felt very absent in my LTRs. I have found that like particular hobbies or passions don't matter as much to me as they used to. I like people and like learning about their interests, especially if they aren't my own. I'm just looking for someone who would feel the same learning about mine. I know this isn't a list of traits or anything, so maybe not that helpful, but it felt good to write it out, so now you all get to see it. Being caring and thoughtful. Warmth, kind to others and not just yourself. Loving and enjoys us both doing small things like gifts, e.g. flowers. Someone to snuggle up with under a blanket on the sofa and watch a bad film. Is she interested in kinda over wasting my time and money and energy? Experience in blanket fort construction. Good communicators, understood and respected boundaries, interested in intimacy and sex, a sense of humor, maturity. I'm in my 30s and absolutely not interested in women in their 20s. Came here to see if I'll stay single forever. I will. 31M, Bay Area. I briefly got back into the dating scene post-breakup and then just stepped right back out. Fuck ton of narcissistic-like profiles that post their wants like a job description. I'm not applying for a job checking off qualifications, I want a companion to enjoy life with. And for some reason a lot of women think it's funny and clever to say mean and sassy shit on their profile. There's a few good ones out there, but you're just one guy in a sea of countless more attractive guys. It's better to not bother looking and just focus on improving your fitness and career and just meet someone in person. First, don't be crazy or some kind of Insta influencer wannabe. Ain't nobody got time for that. Second, be an adult. Have your shit together and be competent. Nobody's looking to take on a charity case you have to completely support at this age. No. Maturity and stability. When I was 22, if I ran into an attractive woman who talks shit about all her exes and has crazy drama going on constantly, I'd ignore it because I'd figure she's just going through something. Now if I meet a woman my age who has drama going on in her friend group all the time, and all of her exes are supposedly pieces of shit, I take it for the red flag it is. Got married 2 weeks after I turned 31! These are the top 6 things we wanted from each other. 1. Don't need to understand to be sympathetic. 2. Avoid saying I told you so. 3. Avoid comparisons with others. Comparison is the thief of joy, I think they say. 4. Don't close each other into our gender roles. 5. Work together vs our problems and not vs each other. 6. Be thankful and appreciate even the smallest things. She cooks 70% of the time. I thank her to ensure that it's not an expectation. She ran the laundry when I was at work. I thanked her when I got back and folded them. Personally, I'd prefer home buddies over someone who wants to go out all the time. I'm not necessarily referring to party animals, but extremely sociable people are exhausting to keep up with. I'd rather keep a small and close social circle. I've learned that to look for a woman with good impulse control. If they can't control their impulses, it leads to a heap of problematic issues like cheating, picking fights, getting overly angry, not eating healthy, etc. etc. The same goes for dudes, but since the question is directed at men looking for women in serious relationships, that's my answer. And yes, kindness is as important, but everyone else answered that so. Similar sexual appetite. If one person wants daily sex while the other prefers monthly sex, it will be a point of tension. Similar intelligence, as well as religious and ethical values. No one wants to feel stupid or that their values are scoffed at, especially in their personal relationships. Someone that can acknowledge they are not perfect and is willing to grow and heal together. There's not a one-size-fits-all answer for this. Work on and do more of the things that matter to you. Could be anything: fitness, career, education, diet, hobbies, socializing, busyness, making money, etc. Put yourself out there and eventually you'll find someone with similar values that complement your qualities. I was single over 30, worked on improving my life whilst going on many dates before I met my now amazing wife. She's supportive, intelligent, altruistic, has a great career, makes me laugh, many other qualities. It took a few years to find her, but now life is fantastic.